Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us this afternoon. And we've unfortunately traded in our beautiful sunny day for clouds, and who knows what will happen. You'll notice that the first three pieces on the program are all by Rafe Vaughan Williams. And yes, it is pronounced Rafe. His widow, in her biography of him, said that any other pronunciation used to irritate him greatly. Anyway, but this is the 150th year of the anniversary of his birth. He was born in 1872. Vaughan Williams is my favorite composer, and I did my dissertation on him and his music, and so I try to inflict him on the choir and my family as often as I can, and they generally roll their eyes, but I'm in charge. So the next piece we're doing is from an opera that he wrote, which actually was the subject of my dissertation, not that that matters, but the opera is based on a book called The Pilgrim's Progress, and in the 1800s, The Pilgrim's Progress was the most read book in the English language apart from the Bible. The story is of a Christian pilgrim. He has no other name because he's meant to represent every man, who leaves the city of destruction, and on his journey on his quest for the celestial city has a number of different adventures and mishaps. And so the scene that we're going to sing for you now is right after the pilgrim has had this massive battle with the demon Apollyon, and he now comes to the House Beautiful, where he is allowed to wash from his journey, and he's clothed in clean clothes and given an opportunity to rest before he continues on with his quest for the celestial city. So this is the House Beautiful from The Pilgrim's Progress. Thank you. The last piece we'll do in our Vaughan Williams set is a short song from a suite of songs that he wrote called Five Mystical Songs. They're usually performed around Easter time. This particular one, The Call, was originally written for baritone soloist, and this is a setting for choir. In the Catholic Church, for several hundred years, there was a tradition of taking Latin religious texts that were not from the Scriptures, but were based on the Scriptures, and set them to music for worship services. These were known as motets. And so we're going to perform a motet now by Orlando Di Lasso, and the title is Surrexit Pastor Bonus. Pastor Bonus means the Good Shepherd. And so we go through this text, and then the end of the piece is an extended Alleluia, because it comes out of the 1500s. You'll hear all of the different voice parts weaving in and out from each other from the texture of the music. There's no real one voice that has the melody and everybody else's harmony. Everybody has their own melodic line, and it's fun to just kind of listen to how that plays back and forth. So this is Surrexit Pastor Bonus.
Oh
If we had been in a cathedral somewhere in Europe, we would have had the choir split up on coming at you from every direction, because that was the Renaissance version of surround sound. But we decided not to try to do that here. Next, we're going to perform a piece called Kyrie. It's by American choral composer Rene Clausen, who has taught at Concordia in Minnesota for many, many years. And this is from a piece that he wrote called, the whole thing is Memorial, and it's a memorial for the victims of September 11th, 2001. The words are from the Mass, Kyrie eleison, which is Lord have mercy on us, Christe eleison, which is Christ have mercy on us. And so this is from his memorial.
Kyrie
excuse me, we're going to end our first half with a chorus that's from the oratorio Judas Maccabeus. It's written by George Frederick Handel, who is the one that wrote Messiah, that gets performed all over the world every Christmas. Handel wrote a bunch of these oratorios. They were essentially operas that were not staged. He wrote Messiah was his first oratorio, and he wrote it because he was short on cash and needed to make a lot of money fast. And so he wrote this, and it didn't require costumes, it didn't require scenery. He even went from London to Dublin because it was cheaper to hire the musicians in Dublin. So, stop shaking your head, you know it's true. Okay. Anyway, but he wrote a number of these oratorios. They were all on biblical subjects, but they were meant for concert performance, not for church services. But this chorus, Sing Unto God, is from Judas Maccabeus. And when we did this performance a couple of nights ago in Wisconsin Rapids, apparently some of the audience didn't get the message that there was a second half to the concert, and they left. So come back, there's more. The concert is billed as folk songs and folk hymns, and they're all in the second half. So, yeah, I originally wanted to do a Vaughan Williams concert, and Micah said no. So, yeah. I think I'm in charge, but she's the one that's really in charge, pretty much everywhere. Anyway. So this is Sing Unto God from Judas Maccabeus.
very pleased that we can keep going. And also, stay tuned for the fun section, as Richard said, the folk songs and folk hymns. And as always, I want to thank the Harvard Board of Directors, Mike and Richard. As you can see from the program, Richard arranged some of the pieces we're doing, which saves us some money too. And Mike is always a pleasure to work with, and I'd like to also thank Andy Dietrich and his crew for putting up the risers and parking them around central Wisconsin. So enjoy the second half.
So we're going to start our second half with something very different from anything we did in the first half, and certain choir board presidents were throwing shade at some of the Von Williams pieces. So anyway, this is Whistle Maggie Whistle. I think you'll get the joke.
Whistle, Maggie, whistle.
No, no, no.
I'd like to hear you whistle.
No, no, no.
It's very simple, you do it like this. Pucker your lips just like in a kiss. Whistle, Maggie, whistle.
No, no, no.
Whistle, Maggie, whistle, and you shall have a cow.
Alas, I cannot whistle, for you know I don't know how.
A Jersey, Hereford, or Holstein, Guernsey, Angus, or Aberdeen.
I would if I could, but you know I can't. Do you no good to rave and rant?
Whistle, Maggie, whistle, and you shall have a cow. Whistle, Maggie, whistle, and you shall have a horse.
Alas, I cannot whistle, though it fills me with remorse.
A run or a dun or a dapple gray, saddle and bridle and plenty of hay.
I would if I could, but you know I can't. Do you no good to rave and rant?
Whistle, Maggie, whistle, and you shall have a
No,
horse. Whistle, Maggie, whistle, I'll give you silver and gold.
whistling is for children, and alas, I am too old.
Diamonds and rubies and strings of pearls, you'll be the envy of all the girls.
I would if I could, but you know I can't. Do you no good to rave and rant?
Whistle, Maggie, whistle, I'll
No,
give you silver and
no,
gold.
no.
Whistle, Maggie, whistle, and you shall have a man.
I just found out I can.
Shenandoah refers to a very beautiful area of our country. It's a valley in the Appalachian Mountains. It's also a river. And it also was the name of a Native American chief. And before the Shenandoah area was settled by European settlers, the only white people that would go through were traders and trappers. And so they would often negotiate with local tribes for women to become their wives or their companions. And so in this song, Shenandoah, we have verses that refer to the river, the valley, as well as asking the chief Shenandoah for his daughter's hand in marriage. So this is Shenandoah. For a long time, workmen and travelers men who particularly who traveled to find work and then would work for a bit and then leave and work and travel some more, wouldn't have a whole lot to eat. And so quite often their meals would consist of boiled cabbage and hoe cakes. And a hoe cake is a cake made out of wheat or other grain mixed with some water to get it to stick together. And then they would put this on the end of their hoe and bake it over the fire. So boiled cabbage and hoe cakes. It sounds just absolutely delicious. But you might recognize this song. It was sung all the time by the Smothers Brothers. The rest of the song is just nonsense, silly situations, but that's the basic the basic element of the song is boiled cabbage and hoe cakes. The next song, it's a song I happened across over the summer, and in researching it, I couldn't find a whole lot of information about it, other than that it was a song that was sung by work gangs, most likely from the Deep South. And in the late 1800s, early 1900s, many of these work gangs were prisoners, chain gangs, and most of the time these chain gangs were black men. And so the song talks about they're out at work and they would call for the water boy to bring them water for some relief. So this song really stuck with me, and I wanted to set it so that it could remind us of the plight of marginalized people in our society, not just those from the past, but marginalized people now as well, and help us develop and learn compassion. So this is Water Boy. And I forgot to get this into the program in time, but our soloist is Donna Thompson.
Water boy, where are you hiding? If you don't come, go and tell your daddy. There ain't no hammer that's on this mountain that ring like mine, boys, that ring like mine. Don't bust this rock, boys, from here to Macon, all the way to the jail, boys, yes, back to the jail. You jack the diamonds, you jack the diamonds. I know you're of old, boys, yes, know you're of old. You robbed my pocket, yes, robbed my pocket, done robbed my pocket of silver and gold. Water boy, where are you hiding? If you don't come, go and tell your daddy. Oh.
When I was in high school, the Albert McNeil Jubilee Singers came to Salt Lake City and gave a concert, and a bunch of my friends and I went to see it. I'd never seen a group like this before. If you don't know, Jubilee Singers are groups that specialize in black gospel music, and this was hard to find in Salt Lake City for some reason. And then the next morning after the concert, they performed on television with the Mormon Tabernacle Choir, and I taped that and drove my parents nuts watching the tape over and over and over again until I think they either threw it away or got rid of it. I don't know what they did. Anyway, but one of the songs they sang was Rock of My Soul, and I've loved it ever since, and I've always loved that style of singing ever since I saw that performance. So this is Rock of My Soul. Our soloists are Brian Clark and Andy Wietrich.
Rock my soul, 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 rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham, rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul, my soul.
Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul.
Before I stay in hell all day,
Oh, rock my soul.
I'd sing and pray myself away.
Oh, rock my soul. I'm going to pray and never stop.
Oh, rock my soul.
Until I reach the mountaintop.
Oh, rock my soul.
I come this night to sing and pray,
Oh, rock my soul.
to drive old Satan far away.
Oh, rock my soul. That heavenly home is bright and fair.
Oh, rock my soul.
Mighty few can enter there.
Oh, rock my soul, my soul, my soul.
Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul.
My soul,
Hallelujah.
my soul,
Hallelujah.
my soul, my soul.
You know, we're not quite the Jubilee Singers, but we're going to switch the order of the last two songs on your program. I went back and forth on which one to do last, and I won't bore you with my reasoning. But we'll do Love Divine, All Loves Excelling first, and then the Song of the Wanderer. Our opening song quotes the 100th Psalm tune at the end, and the Song of the Wanderer also quotes the 100th Psalm tune, so we will end as we began. Thank you for being with us.
Fix in us thy humble
Love